There we go. It wasn't muted. It was the wrong. It wasn't accepting my device anymore. I don't know why. I've not changed anything. Elen Tilalumendamentielvo. A star shined on the hour of our meeting. Hello, friends. I'm Narelon. Welcome to the stream. It's Sunday, which is painting day. Here we are. Yeah, I don't know why it had done that. It had just not. Like the device was still listed, but it wasn't picking it up anymore. So I just selected the same device again. I don't know why I did that. Thank you for letting me know, Loomis. Fortunately, I did. Thank you. Anyway, Henlo, congrats on making affiliate. Thank you, Cassie. Thank you very much. Henlo to you too. And hi there, Loomis. Congratulations. Thank you. It feels strange to have done it, actually. Didn't think it was going to happen, ever, actually. But once, it was Kira's community who got me the average viewers and the followers, which are the things I needed. So I'm very appreciative of that. Still very surprising. Still. Wow, I didn't bring up a message at all. Oh, there we go. There's like a weird lag. Cassie, thank you so much for the sub. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Welcome to the House of Narelon. And Loomis, thank you too. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. Welcome to the House of Narelon. First sub, yeah, you are, Cassie. You beat Loomis to it. Well done. Very close. Yeah, you just sniped it off them. So, yeah, thank you both very much. I really appreciate that. Thank you. How are we all doing today? I love that technically a hype train is close. They're just a scam train already. Right. How are we all doing today? Sunday, isn't it? See, I've got all sorts of bits in front of me. It looks like a junkyard. It's like a junkyard. But that's because I want to kind of finish off the Imperial Knight. Now, you can see it's all in bits. And I've got tools, too. Because what I hope to do, and it depends how long we get. Depends how long it takes to do anything. Which is always a long time. But what I'd like to do is, firstly, repaint the heraldic symbols on the shoulders because they don't line up properly. They were fine when I did them in isolation, but when they actually mount them on the knight itself, it don't look right. The angles don't line up properly. So the first thing is to get them done. The second thing is to actually start putting all this together. Because you can see it's all in lots of bits. Got little legs there. I need that visible to myself as a guide on the heraldic symbols. So I'll need to leave that out somewhere. But also make it. You're welcome, I appreciate it, Cassie. We've got the body itself, obviously. We've got all these armor plates. We've got so many different armor plates. Including the face. Just going to go over that bit that I just showed you. Both weapons. I mean, this is fairly standard, right? Like it's a giant chainsaw, which is fun. There's nothing special about that. However, I was really pleased with the result of that. Like that heat effect, I'm really pleased with. I'm trying to find a place to put them all out at road while I work on them. That's the base. Look at the size of the... I'll use my hand as an example. Look at the size of the base on it. There we are. Right. Need that as an example. Repaint these. Jobs are good. I don't know which colour I'm going to do first. Don't matter. Oh yeah, that looks great. Oh, thank you, Cassie. Alright, let's... I've got too many bits everywhere. This is chaos. Alright. I've only got 2 brushes because I should only need 2. Because first they've just got to paint over the detail I did before and then repaint it back in. So, let's see what we can do. So how are we all doing? I've been away the last week, obviously, so there were no stream last Sunday nor Tuesday, which of course normally is when I stream. There wasn't any. There we go. So I'm just checking everything's still working properly. It is. But yeah, so because I've been away, I've been on holiday for a week, which has been very nice. I've enjoyed that. I don't want to take too much of this, and I don't want to put it on thick because we're doing it over the detail. And I want to build the detail back up afterwards. Yes, I've been on holiday, which has been very nice. We didn't know if I went with my parents. We're going with my godparents normally come with us as well. But we weren't sure if they were going to be able to because my godfather, well, both of them haven't been very well recently. Don't know what it is. They're both trying to get it sorted at doctors, trying to get it investigated. Well, there we are. So we don't know. But they were able to come with us, which was really nice. They came on Tuesday after my godfather had an appointment at doctor's. But they were able to still come overall, which is really nice. I really appreciated that. That's been very nice. I'm sure I'll have details and anecdotes to talk about when I need to fill the silence. When I need to fill the air, that's when I'll start talking about where I did on holiday. Everybody loves holiday stories, don't they? I'm a bit under the weather because I caught a bad cold while I was waiting for my blood reduction surgery. But otherwise good. Well, I'm glad you're otherwise alright, Loomis, but I'm sorry you've got a cold. That's rough. Especially, I mean, you're always a bit under weather, aren't you, after you... It's going to take a couple of layers of that because I don't want to do it thick. After you donate blood, aren't you? Are we blaming your niece this time, or is this like a cold from work? Who can know? When I were away, I noticed I was like, there weren't really anybody else wearing masks anywhere or anything like that. Unless it's one of these places, they're really crowded. You go somewhere like Whitby, there's narrow streets, and lots of places where people kind of bottleneck. And if you go you see like arcades and stuff, people in them. Nobody's like wearing a mask which is. You just know it's spreading everything around, don't you? I'm doing not just where the design is, but I'm doing it kind of spreading that paint around like a wider area. So that it's not going to stand out. It's not going to be like a really obvious patch where I've done it. Because that's not something we want, is it? As I say, we're going to do that in a couple of layers. It's quite bright colours over quite, not dark colours, but solid colours underneath. So it will take a couple of... I've still got a little bit more. I can put that in the way. We're doing it in several thin layers, which is always better than doing it in a thick layer. So you don't want to obscure detail or anything. Because it's like a really common and really easy to do mistake where you put the paint on too thick and it obscures your detail. Because it's tempting, isn't it? Because you want the paint to cover it. So it's easy enough to just be like, yeah, I'll chuck it down. Something to avoid. Then probably when this is done, another week, we'll go back to painting those Drukhari witches. Which we were kind of nearing completion. Getting a bit of beeping. What from? Like from me? So there's nothing in my background that'd be beeping or anything. What is that? I don't know. This painting stuff is all wizardry to me. It's just like techniques you kind of pick up over time. Like mobile phone near mic kind of beeps. Oh. So I'm just like knocking everything over. And yeah, like mobile text message interference. That's weird. So my phone's not picking anything up, but here's what I'm going to do. So I'm just like knocking everything over just off screen. Let me try that. Is that any better? Oh, well, you'll have to tell me. It shouldn't be doing anything. But I don't know why. Because obviously I can't hear it on my end. But you have to keep me informed. This painting stuff is all wizardry to me. Yeah, you kind of just like techniques. Can't say just yet it was intermittent. Okay, cool. Well, let me know. Thank you. Yeah, you just kind of like pick up these techniques over time. I mean, there's a lot of people who are a lot better than me and could like tell you a lot better. And there's certainly stuff that I can never understood or quite know. I'm gonna take a few layers. But it is really fun. And like once you kind of like learn the basics and then like build on it and sort of pick it up over time. So it feels less extreme when you're actually doing it. Okay, now my phone just went off, so maybe that were coming through. Maybe that's what it was. I took GCS art, but I didn't learn or retain a damn thing from it. I did art up to year 9. So I actually enjoyed like making things. I just didn't enjoy the lesson about it. Like I didn't enjoy the way it was taught or anything. I guess you could say I didn't enjoy like the school version of art. Like I enjoyed the creative side, but I didn't enjoy that. Same with music, really. Like I love music. I love to have a go at like creating it. I'm not good at it, but I enjoy the idea of it, like just like playing around with a guitar or something. But the lessons of it were always so unpleasant, and the teachers were always, if you were good at it, they'd treat you really, really well, and if you weren't, they didn't like you. Anyway. Now, one thing you want to do as well is, and this is what can happen if your paint's too thick, is it creates like an unevenness to the layers, and you don't want that. You want to have nice, smooth, even layers of paint. Because obviously, if it's a bit thicker, the bristles of your brush will leave little marks in it. It's not what you want. You want it to be nice and smooth. It's a little bit here, it's a little bit thicker, and it's kind of having that effect. Yes, excuse me. Yeah, school art classes mostly serve to push me away from art, same for music, crafts, etc. Yeah, I found that. Like the way that, I guess it's the way they're taught, the way they encourage you to pursue it is never really good. And I think a lot of the teachers, that's all I'm going to say. Less than ideal. I wonder how much, when people say things like, oh, what's the point of learning X? I wonder how much of that is the school experience. And that what they did in school has left them disillusioned with it. Because I can completely understand that. If your experience of history is just being made to learn dates or something, which is bad history teaching, then I could understand why that would leave you unhappy with learning, or not wanting to learn history. So while they're drying, because we're going to need to do a few layers of that, I'm going to try and get rid of some of the paint that's on the inside here. Well, I need to neaten that a little bit up there actually before I do. And then I'm going to knock the paint off the areas that I'm going to glue. And then we're going to start sticking some of these plates together. Because I'm using plastic glue, which is polystyrene cement, used to hear it called a lot, which is the best glue for using on plastic. But it won't stick when there's like paint and stuff in the way, so I've got to knock off where I was doing it. It's a downside to doing things in like sub-assemblies, is that you can't just quite so easily glue it all together again. I don't know why the teacher put up with us, but me and my, at the time, bestie just messed around in our lessons and then did all the actual coursework after school with the teacher while listening to music. Oh, that's good on him, though. It's good on him that they willing to let you do that, because a lot of teachers wouldn't have been, would they? we all know, abundant experience what teachers can be like. Even though my dad was, my brother is a teacher. So I always feel a little bit defensive at times. Most of the time, there's a lot of bad teachers. Nobody ever taught me the basics of art. School art classes just assumed that everyone knew that and tried to teach more advanced techniques from the get-go. Yeah, I suppose so, yeah. I'm trying to remember now. Then most of the class wouldn't be able to do it because they didn't know any of the basics. So the teacher would just focus all their attention on the 2 or 3 people who did art in their own time and who didn't really need teaching. Yeah, I think that's basically my experience of music. Less so art, but my experience, they didn't really teach you a lot of basics there either. But definitely with music, it was, you were expected to already know it, essentially. And those who did and those who could do it got all the attention, and the teacher spent all the time with them. Oh, that's making an annoying noise. And it just really put me off. I used to hate the music lessons for that. Like, at times they could be quite fun, they could be interesting things you were doing. Yeah, for me it was the same for any artistic pursuit at school. I'm making a horrendous noise, that particular bit. I don't know why. Maybe you can't hear it. Let me move my arms away. Maybe you can't hear it. That's horrendous. Even for me it was the same for any artistic pursuit at school. I'm trying to think now, like textiles was a bad one. They didn't, I was never very good at that. Just because I struggled to thread needles. I blame the size of my hands. I don't know if that's a fair thing to blame, but I always do. I'm always like, yeah, I've got 2 big hands. That's the problem. Music lessons were aimed at people who could already competently play an instrument, whereas I had barely even touched an instrument before. Yeah, I think that was basically my experience as well. I think the music teachers wanted to be doing stuff with people who'd already done it or could already do it, and didn't want to bother with the basics, which is a real shame. My music teacher showed blatant favouritism for singers and pianists, was not interested in anyone that played anything else or couldn't play at all. Yeah, definitely, that's exactly where I found as well. They didn't mind, like, if you could do something else, it depended what it was, that was seen as sort of interesting. And they'd be like, oh, maybe you can, maybe you should bring it in and do that for us, kind of thing. But if you couldn't, they didn't want to know. Which is a real shame, because most people aren't going to develop a career. In our, bearing in mind, I'm talking about in our system, not under an ideal system, of course. But in our current system, most people aren't going to have like a career in music or art or whatever. But they could learn to really enjoy it. They could learn to like develop their skills and get an interest in it. And I think that's part of the big value of the potential value of school, is exposing people to things they wouldn't otherwise have been exposed to, whether that's music or poetry or whatever, right? And it gives chance for kids to try this stuff and learn it and go, actually, yeah, I really like reading poetry, or I really like, I don't know, whatever else. Playing a musical instrument or painting or sculpture, something. Just got Twitch notification now and was just about to go try and do some dishes and make some food before I planet, but I'll leave a tab open for you while I do. Have a good stream. Thank you, Frezzo, and thank you for the lurk. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. But yeah, that's what I think that can be of real value to education, is that you can give you a chance to do stuff that you otherwise couldn't or wouldn't. I think we often lose that. This is going to be slightly more awkward what I'm doing now. I've got to remove the paint from inside of an area. So I'm using my knife. Always be very, very careful with these. I should point out, cut away from your sand and all like that. So I'm trying to angle the blade away from the rest of my fingers while I'm doing this, even though I'm just using the point. To do it enough, that's all. Yeah, I think pretty much every music teacher can play the keyboard / piano, and therefore has more useful input on that than any other instruments they can't play. Yeah, that's what I found, is that, and of course that's what they've got at school as well, and they've always got lots of like keyboards. Which is going to replace like keyboards or pianos and whatever. And so they don't really bother with other instruments so much. As an aside, removing paint feels like a heresy to me. It's like the opposite of what I spend all my time doing. Surprisingly easy to do, actually. At least it makes less of an annoying noise than I finding the others, and it was squeaking at me. And of course, there's like a whole wider conversation about education, what it should be for and what it should do. And then we have this habit, it's the way it's seen under capitalism, isn't it? Is that it should be about preparing you for work, preparing you for like adult life. And I think there's really something in that, right? That schools should be able to provide you with skills about, I don't know, sorting out wherever it is you need to sort out as an adult. But it doesn't necessarily do that. Because it's so busy, ticking boxes and things like that you don't actually really get a chance to get into things. Apart from those who are very narrowly interested in doing the thing that the lesson's in. And for crafts, there were dozens of different things at school. And we got 4 lessons in each one before getting kicked on to the next. You can't really learn to sew or do woodwork in 4 lessons. Yeah, we only had 5. Graphics, electronics, resistant materials. I'm going around the rooms in my head. Food and textiles. So we had 5 that we had to do. I remember that well, didn't I? I never really liked them. I didn't like electronics, it was too fiddly. Using soldering irons and stuff, doing wires and stuff. Interesting, but not something I could easily do. Graphics I thought were fine. Making boxes and stuff is fun. A lot of it's quite tedious though. A lot of it drawing careful lines, which is not that very fun. Textiles I struggle with because I'm threading needles, size of my hands. Though it was kind of fun, when you actually got to it. I was clumsier then than I am now even. I think I always, by the way, attribute painting to really helping me be less clumsy. Food was fine, but you're always fighting over resources and scrapping over who could get access to the ovens and washing up and stuff afterwards. So that was always just stressful. You can guarantee that someone won't pinch your ingredients out of fridge. It's always worth doing a test fit, by the way, when you're assembling anything. Gives you a chance to make sure that everything lines up properly and address any problems before you stick them all together. But I like resistant materials though. That was woodwork, metalwork, and doing stuff with plastics. And I enjoyed that. That's what I did for GCSE. Against the wishes of my tech teacher, who said, that's for lads that can't do any better. You don't want to be doing that. Me and my friends got away with so much shit in music classes, not because we were singers or pianists, but because we were actually interested in the tech side and making the equipment work. Made ourselves indispensable. Well, that's very clever. If you've got a skill that makes you difficult to replace, that's always useful. Yeah, I think it was very performative. Most people aren't going to make money off of art, so there's no economic benefit to actually teaching the skills to most of the class. But it sure sounds good to talk about how your students get lessons in art, music, crafts, etc. Yeah, I completely believe that. I wish we'd had electronics at our school. Graphics sucked, but I had to pick a tech subject. Design would have been better, but there were more girls in graphics. I think we called resistant materials design in our school was mostly woodworking. Yeah, I think every school uses different names for it, don't they? But yeah, we had to pick one for GCSE, and I kind of went through in my head. I'm I never enjoyed textiles. Food, you're too busy scrapping or being able to wash up and stuff, which is stressful. Graphics were boring, electronics were too fiddly. Resistant materials, and I enjoyed resistant materials. I made a trowel, not for my GCSE project, your final project you had for GCSE, which I made a weather vane, by the way. But I made a trowel that I still use, and that's what I planted my lavender with in garden when I moved here. Fucking nice. I also made a bread box, which I did not use to store bread, like a bread bin. Which I didn't use to store bread. I used it to store my PS2 games when I got a PS2. So I was quite a late adopter. I got a PS2 because I wanted to play Dead or Alive 2 and Red Faction. And I didn't have a PC that could run Red Faction at the time. So what I'm doing, when you see me banging that down, I'm causing the glue to go back down the tube. It helps it stops it getting blocked. This has got some air in it though, so it's causing the glue to just rise up. There we go. But yeah, I enjoyed woodwork. I think being able to like make something and like take a pride in it was quite nice. That's why I enjoyed it partly. Like I could do it in a way I struggled to do with the others. The time constraints made cooking lessons very difficult for me. Preparing a complex meal, cooking it and cleaning up all under an hour. I don't do well under time constraints the best of times, and I'm especially slow at fiddly things like that. Yeah, I can totally empathise with that. Right, so that's what we're looking like now. I can't remember what it looked like before. Oop, there we go. And next you've got these big armour plates on the legs. Impossible to get them the wrong way around. Look at that. It's starting to look all warlike now. Anyway, it didn't before. Right. Another layer on the covering up the designs. The class mostly taught me that cooking was a thing I could not do. And I did not attempt it again for most of my adult life. Oh, wrong brush. I enjoy baking. I've never been cooking's fine, but I usually find cooking something I do when there could be, there could be better things I could be doing, is the way I always look at it. So cooking's something that I don't mind doing it, but I don't tend to do it fancy, partly because I live on my own. I can't really be bothered. It's probably not a great attitude, but I don't particularly enjoy it. I'm not exactly a gourmand. So I just sort of do it. I do what needs doing and then, carry on. If I'd never had cooking classes, I probably would have taught myself how to do it at a younger age and be a better cook now. Which is a shame, really, when it's doing like the opposite of what it should be doing. That's always really a shame. I think this one will probably cover it up in a way that I need. What I'm going to make sure I do when it comes to painting the design on it is do a lot of test fitting and making sure that it all lines up how it's supposed to. Unlike last time, where I did not do that at all and it didn't work. I think at the time I even said, oh, better make sure it fits. Better make sure it lines up nicely, and then just didn't do it. And so, predictably, it didn't work. Yeah, some nice coverage. But baking I always enjoyed. When we did baking at school, I enjoyed that. I can totally understand why you would dislike the time constraints, though. We didn't really do cooking meals either, which is sort of thought, things that you would have as part of a meal. We didn't really do that a lot. That's better. And it's kind of wherever. No, don't help any. But what about this? There you go, you can see it a lot clearer now. What if I keep my kitchen roll this road up? I think that's better for you. But yeah, we did baking. I enjoy baking. You kind of you've got a thing and you work out how you're gonna do it and follow the rules through, and it takes time, but it feels different somehow to me than cooking for a meal. I can't really explain it very well. I enjoy baking. I don't do it much, mind you. Again, live on my own. Which is not an excuse, there's lots of people who are on their own who do all kinds of baking and cooking and such. I think I always just find like other things that I'd rather do, which is not good. It's the same, I think, for me when it comes to like working out. Like, I do enjoy it, and I want to do it, and I've got an idea. I can see, you see when you make gains, can't you, over time? Obviously not instantly, but like over time, you can see the gains you make, and it's what you want to do, and you want the end results. But then when it comes to actually doing it, like, I enjoy it fine, but I don't enjoy it like quite enough to motivate myself the way I should, which is annoying. I wish I've lamented before, sort of half jokingly, that I wish the things I enjoyed and therefore wanted to do were things that were like socially, or considered socially good, like working out. It is, as it is. Like, probably the thing I'm best at now will be painting models, and who cares? Either that, no, the thing I'm best at is playing Papers, Please. And that's impressing no one. Mind you, I haven't played Papers, Please in years. Maybe I've lost my old skills. Gotta get back to work. Catch you later. Have a good stream. Thank you very much, Cassie, and thanks again for subbing. I really appreciate that. Thank you for being my first sub. That's very kind of you. Thank you. Hope work goes okay. I know you don't like it very much, so I hope it goes alright. I hope you have an alright rest of your shift. Thank you for hanging out. Later, Cassie, I will have my revenge, says Lewis. Got beaten. I mean, I got beaten. I got sniped to be the first sub on your channel, didn't I, Lewis? I can't remember who sniped me, but I remember somebody sniped me. So I'm actually like your second sub. When I'd intended to be the first as well. Alright, so, oh yeah, we'll do the blue, and then we'll do some more sticking. We'll kind of keep building it up like that. I mean, maybe that we don't get time today to do all the details. So that my finishing the Imperial Knight claim may actually in fact be a lie. Because when I get to painting the designs, that's going to take a while. If you were here the first time round, when I did them the first time, you know it took a while. Oh yeah, sorry, I missed a comment by Loomis. Which I'll get back to in a moment. Yeah, it was somebody who didn't stick around, but they were my 50th follower, and they made a big point of coming back to seal the deal. I mean, that's pretty cool. I kind of know, Teufelspacht? Is that who it was? Do I remember rightly? All those years ago. Well, that's fair enough, but still, who's going to be me? That was them, yeah, I remember that, because I remember seeing the name and just like completely breaking the syllables wrong, and then being like, no, it's obviously Teufelspacht. This devil's bargain in German. But yeah, Loomis earlier said, I've never really gotten this. Exercise. Sorry, let me put the two comments together. Yeah, exercise does nothing for me besides health. It's boring and gives me no joy. I've never really gotten this runner's high stuff they go on about. Yeah, me neither. Like, I know there's certain exercises you do in certain ways that give you that like rush of endorphins and stuff. They're probably not the sort of exercises I'm doing, actually. But yeah, I've never really experienced that. It's fine, is the thing for me with that exercise. Like, it's fine, But part of the problem I suppose I've got is I have got, chronic low mood. So I don't perhaps enjoy things in general as much as someone else might. Like, even stuff that I do really enjoy, like painting or playing video games or whatever, I don't necessarily enjoy it that much, or as much as I could, or whatever. And so, when it's something that I enjoy that bit less, like working out, it kind of gets hit double, or it gets hit harder, whichever way you want to put it. Because when you're painting, by the way, as well, you don't want to get too much out at once. Like, sure, it's a chore if you have to like keep washing your brush and going more out and whatever. But the longer you leave it out, the more you're going to lose some. It's going to dry up, which is just a waste, isn't it? But also, as it dries, it's going to thicken up, which again we talked about earlier, is something you want to avoid. I think this one is going to be easier to cover than the other one. Really, if I'd thought on and I didn't, I would have done the cover up part off stream, because this is just laborious and adds nothing. If I can watch something while I work out, that's okay, but for many exercises it's not very practical. I need to do something more like that. Because obviously I've not worked out while I've been away. I know there are people who do, right? There are people who like find a gym where they are, or take stuff with him to do, but I didn't bother doing that. I certainly wasn't going to take a barbell and weights on holiday with me. That wouldn't have been very practical at all, would it? Or a pull-up bar, something like that. A pull-up bar that I only ever do chin-ups on. I think mine technically actually is a chin-up bar because it's not wide enough. It doesn't allow me to get my arms wide enough to do like proper pull-ups. I now understand. Seems I now understand the distinction. I think one does enough walking on your typical holiday to tick off your exercise requirements. Yeah, I mean, I think that's fair. Depends what kind of exercises you're doing, though, I guess. I mean, I know that's not an all-round workout, but for a week, yeah, that's fair. Like, yeah, if you're walking around a lot, like we're in Whitby, so we went up the 199 steps to Whitby Abbey, which are very narrow and steep. So that's a bit of exercise, isn't it? If I were really good, which I'm not, if I were better than I am, I'd actually do some blending to get the grade to this. So you can see how curved it is, the armour plate. You do it where you leave it darker down here and have it lighter at its apex there, and you kind of do blended grades down. That's what the really good painters do. The other thing, like I've probably talked about this before, but the other thing I really need to sort out when it comes to exercise, as well as like motivation, right? Because if I don't enjoy it that much, then motivation obviously becomes an issue. So that's why I can, try and keep like an end goal in mind, like not a specific one, although there are specifics on the way, but to keep like a goal in sight, to kind of go, this is what I'm working towards. And that's good. And when you can see any results along the way, make your little marks of progress so that you don't feel disheartened. It's a good idea. I'm still battling against my natural, but it's something. It's something. Now the face. The other thing though is like your nutrition side of it, like eating the right sort of stuff and enough of it. Make sure you get enough protein and creatine and all that stuff. That's something I need to work on too. Oh, that's so cool. Right, last look then, because I'm going to glue this on. I don't know whether you can see it. Because it's bigger, you can kind of see it. Not bad. Let's look at the face. How close can I get it before it craps out on me? Can I do this? No, I can't do the YouTube thing. Maybe you can see it well enough there. That's the face. That's not like, the person is in here. But that's the head of the knight. With all the pipe work and the lenses and stuff, which is very, very cool. Mine caught somehow when I was gluing it together. So, oh, I can't put the arms on yet. I just missed a bit down here. I can sort it out. But yeah, so you can leave that just as it is, right? Well, that looks cool. That's a cool head. With the pipe work and the lens, the 4 different lenses. That's cool. But they also get a choice of face plates. So the armored sections here. So this is the one I chose. I really like this one. I think it looks cool. I painted it in the quartered colour scheme. Hello, Ned. Just popping in to say hi for a second. Hi, B-Rat. How's it going? How's it going? Hope you're having a good day today. Hope Sunday's treating you well. Thank you for popping in. Wait a minute. Hope you're having a good day today. Oh, that looks so good. Nice. Okay, give me a knife again. Again, like we said before, being very careful, dropping everything, pointing the blade away from my fingers. I've got to scrape off this paint here so that I can get the plastic glue to hold. Okay, it's coming off easier than I expected, but then again, you can rub paint off with your fingers at times. Yeah, I hope you're having a good day today, B-Rat. Thank you for dropping by. I've not had an announcement or anything, but did you sub, B-Rat? Because you got the sub badge, right? In which case, thank you very much. Welcome to the house of Narelon. It's not coming with any notification, but I can see the badge next to your name. Doing alright, still on holiday with family. I've just come off mine. I've just come back off my holiday with family. Hope you're having a nice time. I couldn't really go on Discord much. Well, yeah, I subbed a few days ago. Oh, that's why it's not showing me. Well, thank you, B-Rat. You were actually my first sub then. You beat Cassie and Loomis by subbing while I were offline. Loomis is going to be my first sub and is being outflanked by others. Well, thank you very much, B-Rat. Welcome to the house of Narelon. Hi, Vitor. Hi, UK. Hi, UK comrade. Hi, Vitor. Just too fast you are. It's like getting stuff off Kira's wish list. Too skilled and fast. But yeah, so yeah, I've... yeah, hope you're having a good day today, Vitor. Hope Sunday's treating you well. But yes, I've just come off holiday with my family, which is very nice. But weird not to be able to watch the streams. And what streams I missed. What streams I missed. I just like the fact that I have infinite channel points in my own channel. I don't know why, but that amuses me. Yeah, I always have this bad luck every summer. Is that how you missed the slip and slide stream the other year? Is that it? Am I remembering B-Rat law correctly? Can't get my words out today. Yeah. See, I saw that one. I think I saw that one. But I missed some guns this week, didn't I? Like the internet first of all, you're with family, right? I can get away with leaving them for a bit to go and watch a stream, but it's a bit much if I did it every night or a number of nights in a row. But also, the internet wasn't dead stable, so I could do it a bit, but not a lot. Alright, let's stick this face on. I don't even have a room to myself for the next week for the most part. The lack of alone time is kind of unnerving. See, I was fortunate enough that I had a room to myself. It got bunk beds in it, 'cause it was the kids' bedroom. But yeah, I know what you mean though. Like, I'm so used to kind of doing my own thing in my own time that being away even for just like a week, I'm just like completely fumbling that and putting my hand where the glue was. Yeah, I know what you mean. And it must be even worse for you if you've not even got a room to yourself where you can kind of just go. Well, don't get me wrong, I love my family. I love spending time with them, you know, my parents, my godparents. But, you know, you still kind of, it's nice to be able to just go and sit in a room on your own. So if you've not even got that, that must be, yeah, I can imagine that. Can't nap, it's the worst. Well, you know I'm anti-nap because I'm loyal, and therefore I'm anti-nap. What do you rate into that then? So you saw it before. You saw the face before, and now we've got the faceplate on it. I think that looks really nice. You can't kind of, it doesn't like pick up the fact like when I look at it with my own eyes, you can kind of see like the pipework and the lenses behind them, and it looks really cool. Like I bet it would actually be impractical to have your lenses shielded by a helmet like that. But I think that looks really neat. Ooh, the helmet is neat, and claps from Loomis. Well, thank you both. Obviously, this symbol needs like neatening up and stuff, but I'm otherwise really happy with how the torsos come out. I can't remember, it's really cool. I really like the Imperial Knight. I've got another one to do at some point. But, so make sure I'm not needed anywhere. Alright, that's all the alone time I'm getting today. Have fun. Well, thank you, B-Rat. Thank you for spending some of your rare alone time with us. I appreciate that. And thank you again for that offline sub. That's so kind. Especially when it's offline, so there's not even a chance that I could thank you at the time. And it didn't even show up, so I appreciate that. Enjoy the rest of your holiday. Hope you cope with the lack of alone time. And that it can be painful. Had to snag my Nair Founders badge. Thank you, Vera. I appreciate that. Greetings, Imperial citizen. How goes the by the Emperor? That's a nice figure. Well, thank you, more luck than brains. Also, hi. Hope you're having a good day today. I'm finally getting around to putting it all together, bit by bit. Although I do actually need to do some tweaking on the torso that I only just noticed before I stick the arms on. But I can get everything else ready. I'm also painting the heraldry on the shoulders, because I did it and I didn't line them up properly, so the symbols looked really, well, it didn't look great. So let's make sure we get that on properly this time, because that's going to go on here, isn't it? Wait, hold on. There. Oh, that looks really nice. Which way around do I want them on? Do I want them on that way up? I can't remember. It's awkward to do like a test fit like that. Oh, look at that. That's going to look so cool when it's all done, isn't it? Whoop. So I want it to mirror the, you can see the heraldry, right? The four, you know, red top left and bottom right. But you also can't see the legs are just off screen. I've got them lined up so I can use that heraldry as a guide. So anyway, it needs to be red, blue, blue, red. Okay. In which case it has to be that way around, doesn't it? Red, blue, blue, red. Okay, let's go. So what are my symbols? Top left we have a white anchor. So I need to do that. And bottom right, which is this one, a yellow gate. And then blue wise we've got a blue diamond. And 3 yellow fleur-de-lis. Now the fleur-de-lis on here are easy to do in a fairly simplified way because they're so small. When I do them on the full size, which is going to be on that one, it's going to be slightly put a bit more detail in it essentially, and make sure it adjusts properly. I'm still not quite happy with how that's covered up there, so I probably need to just do another layer or so on that. It's not bad on the other one, but there's a general. What I'm going to do is the general plan is that when it's all put together, when I get around to the basing of it, that's when I'll do the final like neatens up, because you're always going to find more, aren't you? You know what it's like. You're painting a big model, particularly a big model, any model, and you bit by bit you find more details that you need to do, more things you need to like tweak. So I didn't bring the paint, did I? I didn't bring the paint I needed for it. Hold on. Hold on. I didn't bring the paint. What am I doing? No, I'm very clever on me, wasn't it? Okay. Like painting me heraldic designs. Oh yeah, I've got all the paints I need. I've not brought the paints for one of the heraldic designs. There we are. Oh, message. Let me just look at what this message is just in case it's important. Sorry about that. I just replied that my mum's not very well, so I'm just gonna. Let me just send a reply there. That's unfortunate. My mum has a lot of headaches. They're partly to do with spondylolisthesis that she's got in her neck and spondylosis. So probably when she was like putting clothes away and stuff yesterday after coming back off holiday, she probably put a bit of strain on and it gives her these really bad, what are called cervicogenic headaches. Well, hopefully she'll be better soon. I see has them regularly, but I don't make them any less unpleasant, you know. But alright, let's back to this. So anyway, heraldic symbols. I'm going to put a little bit more blue on that side where the design just needs a little bit more covering up, and then we'll try and do some of them. Where's that one? Is this one? No, that one. The one I'm about to work on. But I'm doing the red side first. So. Again, a lot of thin layers is far better than a fewer thicker ones. That's what you want. Well, the most common advice you'll hear is thin your paints. And it's a good one. That'll do it. Alright, move on. There I didn't do this year. I were hoping to go on a steam train while I were away, but the prices were really high and I thought it's not worth it. You mean you know all those steam trains? But the price has been worth it. So it's one of them where the only tickets you can buy are like an annual pass kind of thing. And like as an annual pass, it's a great price, right? But if you're not planning to go again, like even if you just went twice, you'd more than it'd be worth it. But if you're not, if you don't know you're gonna do that, I don't think it is. All right. I did see it from afar though. Alright, focus time then. Time to focus. So, first things first. Try again how it lines up. Do not repeat the mistake of last time. Do not make the same mistake again. Because of the, obviously heraldic symbols normally are on a flat surface. This is a curved one, both curved down and out. So, I'm going to leave the torso here actually, so I can keep trying that. So what we need to do is get it lined up on that down, on that slope. Start your lines thin, preferably with some pretty watered down paint, really. I'd probably do with this being a little bit thinner, really. And you can build up those layers to be a bit thicker once you've got your design down. Because as you can see, in isolation this looks like I'm doing it wrong, but when it's mounted on the knight it should look spot on. We'll have to see. I'm hoping it does. I don't want to do them again. While they're away, I've been working on my art foil, the one I bought last year. And I really like art foils. They're really fun. And it's a really good one. But of course, it's unlike painting. You can't correct a mistake when you make it on one of them. I'm just like completely eyeballing it. That's how I do everything. Just eyeball it. It's probably fine. Alright. Probably needs to be a little bit taller. I always feel bad like when I'm not talking constantly on a stream. Even if it's because I've got to like really focus on what I'm doing. I still feel like, you don't want dead air, do you? Dead air is the enemy of a stream, really. And I have been praised for my ability to keep the rhythm going and keep the conversation going. So I need to make sure I do that, don't I? So we can neaten up around the edges afterwards if we need to. It's a little bit cartoonish, but that's okay. I think I should be allowed to be bad at painting anchors because I come from such an inland area. I think we should say it's okay now. It's okay that you're bad at painting anchors. No one could expect an inland person like you to paint a good anchor. Wouldn't be fair. Imperfect, but I'm fine. I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it, he says, although it will torment me forever. Like years later, I'm going to be using this in a game. And I'm going to be like, it's not perfect, it's not perfect. We're all very impressed that you know what an anchor is. Thank you, Loomis. That's the kind of support and positivity I need right now. Now I've got the basic lines, I need to just gently thicken them up. Maybe a bit more of a bold design. Oh, by the way, Loomis, my mum says you should have received the item that I was sending you. Apparently my dad dropped it off earlier. So I hope you did get that. I have indeed. Excellent. You have the item. Okay, not bad. I'm going to start sweating in a minute trying to do this. It's worse than the art foil. You know, eventually I'm going to finish that art foil. I started it while we were away last year. Like, that's when I bought it. I got it from Toy Master in Whitby. And I enjoyed it. And I did so much. And, you know, I kept making little mistakes and I got really frustrated. Because I remember my mum going, it's an art foil. With this disbelief. And I was like, but I want it to look really good. Because I really like the design. It's called the Time Traveller. And it's all these like swooping kind of patterns and lines, like some flowers. You build almost a bit like a traditional tattoo. And in the middle is a lady in like steampunky type gear. Who I guess is the eponymous Time Traveller. And I really like it and it looks really cool and I want to do a really good job. I've done probably more this year than I did last year. I didn't do it all the time, just like a little bit here and there. And I'm really quite pleased with it. You were so adverse to messing around with those files that you got somebody to physically bring them to me. When I realised how many of them there were and how much space it was taking up on my hard drive, I thought, right, we need to do something with this. This is going to take forever to send to Loomis if I'm not careful. Let's make an actual start. I was thinking I can probably torrent you the rest, like, as we do them. Let's get that backlog cleared. Obviously, there's no rush, you know, to get them done, to get them edited, put on the YouTube channel. But, you know, if you can get them all done probably within the next week or so, that'd be great. I can't even do that in jest. I was doing it as a joke, but it reminded me too much of my boss once, being like, when I had some health problem at the time. And she's like, you know, if there's anything you need, if there's anything I can do to help you, just let me know. If you've got this problem again, just let me know and we'll deal with it. And then said, but of course it can never happen again. Oh, I like that actually. It's working. It's very it requires so much focus though, it's stressful. There we go. Anchor. What do you reckon? Just don't be sick. Exactly. What do you reckon to the anchor? It needs a little bit of kneading up at the bottom. I think probably, if anything, the bottom is slightly too wide. But I like it. Anchor looks good. Thank you, Lewis. I can put it down now and mop my brow. Because that was very stressful. Like, it's not really stressful, it just requires a lot of focus. So this one is the simple one. This is a lozenge, which is the heraldic term for a diamond. Actually, before I paint that, we need to do something. We need to check something. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. I think the positioning probably could have been slightly more vertical. But then it's awkward. If you do it side on, it looks a bit skew-iffed. If you do it, if we face the pauldron towards you, it looks, I think, spot on. So it's going to be very difficult to get that right from all angles. It's like if you ever do non-metallic metals, which is where you use colours, say for example like greys, to make it look like silver. If you ever do them, you kind of have to assume a certain angle. You have to assume that you're getting a particular angle to then work up for your lighting effects and stuff. My mum said similar things after getting my mum's boss. Has said similar things after getting called in for time off sick. Sorry, my mum said similar things after getting called in for time off sick. I'm an older person working long hours in a stressful environment surrounded by sick people. I don't really see what I can do about that. So I got confused about the possessive apostrophe there, but that's me, that's not you, Lewis. But yeah, exactly. Like working at hospital, like what can you do? Like you're gonna get ill, aren't you? But best will in world, you are. Where's my anchor? I need to. Why did I choose a lozenge? Is it because a diamond's not dissimilar to the four-pointed star I use for myself? Again, outside edge needs neatening up, but I'm just getting the basic shape ready first. It's quite watered down, it's quite a thin paint I'm using. Probably going to take several layers, which is okay. So we want a smooth finish, don't we? So several thin layers will help us achieve that. You know what they say? If something's worth doing, it's worth doing well. At some point, do you think I should do some kind of like affiliate celebration? Like, I don't know what I'd do, but I feel like instead of just the first stream after I've been away, happens to be the first stream I'm an affiliate, enjoy. I think I should do something to like celebrate it. 48-hour stream. I'm not doing a 48-hour stream, I might die. Yeah, I'll do a 6-hour stream, enjoy. What's the longest stream I've ever done? We're like 5 hours once. Didn't me and you do 5 hours? Like perhaps on New Year's Eve or something. I think we did that once, didn't we? 48-hour stream, could you imagine? You could do a sleep stream. Let's get a stool or something. Sounds about right. Yeah, I think we did like 5 hours. I think, or maybe 6. No, about 5.5. Didn't we like start at 7 and then stream through to like half midnight ones? I don't remember what we did. Minecraft, wasn't it? It was a Minecraft stream. It was the one where Endarian first followed me, and I was thinking about not bothering streaming anymore, and I thought I've got a new follower, so I'll keep it going. I think I did 2 12-hour streams for Philip because 24 hours would not be good for me. Yeah, I mean, I can imagine it. I don't know what I'd do. What would people even want me to do? Something to think about. We've got a suggestions channel in Discord, haven't we? He says confidently, not able to remember if that's true or just something he's made up. Yeah. Oh, I did get some Tophology that should be... thank you, Loomis. I did get some Tophology that should be useful. I were in Boys in Scarborough. And Boys in Scarborough is a great big shop. It's like almost a bit like an old-fashioned department store. You know, it's got... If you ever get... There's the Boys near you. There's quite a lot of them. But I don't know if they come from around Scarborough way, actually. I'm not sure. Either way, they've got like lots of different bits in. You know, they've got like a textiles, like a craft, like a craft section in which there is, textiles and models and all sorts. It's really quite good, actually. And then they've got clothing and toiletries and pets and all sorts, and absolutely all sorts. And we're in the modelling section, obviously. I like to spend a while in there. Although I do miss going to like a proper, like a rate good model shop. So I've not been to one in ages, but I really like them. I really like a good model shop, but I've not been in a long time. Now, think carefully, Narelon. Okay. And they've got a headgear thing. Which has got like 4 lenses you can fit to it. Looks a bit like a visor, like a poker player's visor. And it's got this... it's a little bit tight, but we can do it. And it's got like 4 different lenses, different magnifications you can slot to it. It was like less than a tenner, so I thought, you know what, why not? It also comes with a light. If you need, it's got like an LED light. I thought, let's give it a go, because when you're doing something really precise, a magnifying is useful. So the thing I've got, like armature, is it a helping hand it's called? That's great, and it has the thing you can hold your models with, which is great. But also the presence of those arms necessarily kind of interferes with your angle of attack for getting you, if you're like me and you like to get your brushing at different angles, you can get in road. So being able to have something that I can just wear on my head, I thought would be quite useful. Now, if this doesn't look like a great fleur-de-lis, my defense is going to be that it's a sci-fi version of a fleur-de-lis, and so shouldn't be judged by Earth standards. Again, needs neatening up, but what do you reckon? What do you reckon to my fleur-de-lis? Let's get the angle right. What are you into that? That's the first one. I've then got to do it twice more. That's the first one. What do you think? Looks great from here. Thank you, Lewis. If it were hot, I would be, not to be grotesque, but I would be lathered with sweat doing this. Kind of glad, although I love warm weather, I'm glad it's a little bit cooler. Because the concentration plus the heat would be too much. And again, it's okay to leave the edges that need a little bit neat, If you've seen me paint other things, I like to do it that way, where we do so much and then neaten up the rest. It's about, getting the angle of the leaves, flowers, whatever the outside bits are. So this one needs slightly more tweaking, but wait, how do I get this angle right? There you go. Whew, too down. The other problem I have is that Fleur de Lis never quite look like I imagine them to. They're always like slightly different to what in my head I think Fleur de Lis look like. That's okay. Is it? Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Third one. Now I've got the first two kind of lined up, I can then slot the third in below it, you see. We sort of want the top of the bottom one to be just below the bottom of the top two. Imperfect, but it'll do. What's a little bit odd for me is we're doing like essentially very precise work, but on very large surfaces, so it's actually very scaled up compared to what I'm used to doing on other models. So it's kind of a weird experience where you're doing the kind of precise heraldic work that'd be very tiny on your normal models. But here it's got to be bigger. Well, the one I painted on the crotch banner is much more like the kind of size of them that I'm used to doing. Yep, needs a little bit neatening up around the edges like we said, but there we are. I think that was very well. Just need a little bit more, we'll need some other layers and we're going to use some. Great, thank you, Lunas. I'm going to take some lighter colours and put them in towards the top, which you can't really do on the white designs, but you can do on the yellow designs. And then they look really good. Thank you, Lewis. And we'll do some neatening up around the edges. So what do you reckon? Would you like me to, next stream, so that should be on Sunday, a week today, would you like me to do that, you know, carry on with this? Is that what we'd like to see? Before we go back to the witches. Sounds good to me? Oh, cool. I'm happy with whatever though. Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Hello, hey Diz, how's it going? Thanks for dropping by. Hope you're having a good day today. Hope Sunday's treating you well. I'm painting heraldic designs. Requiring a lot of concentration. So I'm not as talkative as normal, you know why. Pretty good day. I did a lot of organising over the past few days and I'm tired, but feel accomplished. Oh, that's good, Diz. It's nice when you kind of feel like you've got stuff done, isn't it? I mean, I got home yesterday and I managed like over the course of the afternoon to get everything put away and sorted that I needed to do. It just felt really good. It's like if things get a bit messy in your house and you manage to like have a good sort round and get it all done, and you come away feeling much more accomplished, don't you? Feeling much better for it. I had a bit of an internet grammar moment when I first got into the stream. I couldn't figure out where the chat was. Turns out I'd pressed the arrow to open it. You found it though, Diz. That's what matters. I'm painting a stylized gate on this one. It's probably the design I'm least confident in. I feel like I should do more little and often tidying instead of what I normally do, which is leave everything for about 2 years and then spend 3 days going through everything. That's probably a good idea, yeah. Easier said than done though, isn't it? Like when you're doing other things, you don't necessarily want to be tidying. That's satisfying though it may be. Yeah, it's easier to like keep on top of things, isn't it? Like before I went, like when I had that week off. Not this week before. I had like a good clean round house and it felt really good. But what I should have done, of course, is stayed a bit more on top of it. And then I wouldn't have needed to do a big clean. Well, I still need to shift my settee and clean under that. I've not done that for too long, because it's a big settee. If you've been to my house, you know I've got a big settee. So it's a right chore to shift it, but I'm going to do it. Exactly, keeping on top of tidying so it doesn't get overwhelming. Yeah, definitely. Sons of Rollo, Mega Van then. Welcome to the stream, thank you so much for the follow. I hope you're having a good day today. Yeah, keeping on top of tidying so it doesn't get overwhelming, but easier said than done. Yeah, absolutely. Tidy house, tidy mind just sort of apply to me. Organise everything makes me feel way happier. Yeah, me too. Like I hate having a mess around. And like when you do tidy stuff up, you just feel like calmer afterwards, don't you? I think like your brain is just happier with less things to like visually keep track of. So just like we did with everything else, we've done the thin baselines, as it were. Now we're gonna. I was kind of look off first. We've done the thin baselines, and now I'm gonna thicken those lines out. And before we do the next lot of lines, this stylized gate. I think there's something to that. Yeah, cluster equals too much stimulus. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. Too much stimulus, I think. Yeah. Again, I do think this is the least favourite of the designs I've done. I chose it in part because it's a relatively simple design to do. But also it is a design I've done before many years ago. I've got some Bretonnian knights. Like I got some with the 5th edition Warhammer Fantasy Battles box set, if you remember that came with Bretonnians versus Lizardmen. So I did it that way. But I also later bought Unsummoned, and look for the host of Sons of Rollo approaches 7 strong. Thank you very, very much for the raid, Sons of Rollo. What were you doing? How was your stream? Hello everyone, I'm Narelon Starfire, he, him. I didn't actually do my spiel at the beginning of the stream properly, did I? Because I got distracted when it might not working. But here we are. Welcome in, raiders. How was your stream? How did it go, Sons of Rollo? You were doing some Warhammer 2. What were you doing? What were you doing today? Welcome on in. I'm Narelon. I paint stuff on a Sunday and I do some Minecraft on a Tuesday with my friend Lewis of Failing. How are you all? Welcome on in. Thank you so much for the raid. I really appreciate it. I'm currently painting the heraldry on my Imperial Knight. I did the most of the painting a while ago, then kind of put off doing the finishing touches. I was actually like winding up for the end of my stream, but I will stream on a little longer for you all. Thank you so much for the raid. I really appreciate it. How are we all today? Thank you for the shout out, Loomis. Loomis, it does excellent mod work, and we're going to do a raid soon. That's what we'll do. We'll do a raid of our own soon. Wait, how many down bars is there on this? 3? I'm trying to count the number of bars on that gate. Oh, that's atrocious. I'm hoping I'm going to pull this back. But yeah, just to give you an example of the other heraldry I've done so far. There we are. Look, yeah, white anchor and golden fleur de lis. You know, from a distance, that looks great. That's what I want. But I'm doing this gate, which I'm like, it's a stylized gate, but reminds me a little bit of the gate that you get on a 1P. Like freehand is something I don't do very often, and I'm not very good at it. But with something like a knight, you kind of really merit something a bit more special, I think. Yeah, just so we know what we're doing. That needs neatening up, but we're doing the heraldry now. It's the Imperial Knight we've got. I've got the legs here. That's what we're working on right now. No worries, bud. I was working on some word bearers. Very nice. I like the word bearers. That looks nice, mate. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. I say I'm not really like, this is a work in progress very much. I'm not really a freehand painter, but I feel like you don't have to do it for an Imperial Knight, of course, but I feel like it really merits it, you know? Because they're a knight and they should have heraldry, and that's what I really like. But yeah, that's what I was going to say. So I bought the Knights of the Realm box other year. I say other year, it's a long time ago now, it's like 10 years ago. But one of the, and I only started, I gid one night away to someone who wanted, I think my friend Asmoth wanted to paint up a Bretonnian knight. So I gid one to him. I never really did it with most of them. But I'd got this idea that I was going to slowly build up an army of Bretonnians, and each knight would have their own heraldry, and then the men-at-arms and archers would reflect the heraldry of like the leader of each squad, that kind of thing. But it never came out, partly because it always just got shunted down my list of priorities, but also, of course, the end of Fantasy Battles, and GW stopped selling Bretonnians. Although they are coming back, so who knows if I'll be tempted into buying some more. It's like constant battle, isn't it, between what you want to do and what you can afford to do, and like in time as well as resources. It's a little bit cartoony, but once I finish neatening it up, I think it'll look alright. So I'd had practice at painting heraldry before, and I was already kind of familiar with the rules of heraldry from my own studies in the Middle Ages. I've got an MA in medieval history, so I'd got like a familiarity with the rules of heraldry as it was, but I learned them and studied them and made an effort to make sure that the heraldry I was painting, there's so many tabs poking out my ear, that's weird, that made sure that all fit. So I've kind of applied some of that knowledge to my Imperial Knight, but it's a very different kind of thing. Looks goofy, but once I straighten up these lines, it'll look alright, right? I've got another one upstairs. They were a present from my mum and dad. It were a joint Christmas and passing me exam at work present. And then it were damaged, if you recall that, if you've been here enough. You'll recall that whole saga. But the model were damaged, and I tried to send it back, but GW wouldn't have it, because I bought it from an independent stockist. I got it from Boys in Whitby last year. So then, like, Boys wanted us to like take it back to the one in Whitby, but we couldn't, we don't live there. But to like get a local, like I find a more local Boys and mess around with that, and it was a whole thing. But in the end we got there. But I ain't touched it since. That's just upstairs waiting for the chance. This one I painted on stream. I've been doing it for quite a while. I guess I should show off. I've got people in who've not seen me before. This is probably the thing I'm most proud of, like, ever painting, maybe. The heat effect on that gun. If Diz is still here, let me show off to Diz as well. Like the heat effect on that thermal cannon. How close can I get it? We can see it. There you go. That's like the proudest I've ever been of anything I've painted. You got the technique off a bloke on YouTube. Yes, I love that gradient effect. Thank you, Diz. I've never tried it before. I've always tended to do my guns as like quite clean. Well, my models in general. But I was thinking, should I do something a bit special for this? Like I've been trying other techniques with my Imperial now. Thought, should I do something a bit different? And then I don't go on Instagram much anymore. I used to go on a lot. But I don't go on much anymore. And I am to just open it up at random one day. And there was like like you suggested. It were a bloke doing the heat effect on a knight errant thermal cannon. And he's like, see the full tutorial on my YouTube. So I opened that up. And I thought, yeah, let's go for it. Let's do it. Seemed preordained. So I did that. And I'm actually really happy with that result. Hut armor is high. Hope you're having a good day today. Hope Sunday's treating you well. I couldn't remember what day it was then. I know I said Friday. I know it's not a Friday. I'm back to work tomorrow. How are you doing today? I love it when an algorithm, against the odds, shows you something you actually like. Yeah, it definitely does. Like, they never normally do that, do they? I'm going to be perpetually unhappy, I'm sure, but this is kind of where it's going to... Oh, look at that. Oh, look. What do we rate into that? I am thrilled with that. Look at it. Because I was explaining earlier, because of the gradient of the pauldron, it's difficult. You can't get it so it always looks like upright properly. So if you look from the side, they look a bit skew-iffed, but then as you turn it round, oh, look at that. Like, they need a little bit touch neatening up, just touch neatening up, which I'll do once it's all together. But I'm actually really pleased with them. That might be the best freehand I've ever done, which probably says a lot. Looking awesome, very nice, excellent. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that positivity. Going pretty okay. Browsing Twitch and building on what you're building today. Thank you for dropping by as well. And of course, yeah, first stream as an affiliate as well. I'm going to do like probably a bit more of a celebration stream at some point, but that needs some time. Like, I want to get some emotes made up as well. Like, I've got sub badges, which you can't see at the minute because anyone who subs gets the founder's badge. But I made a sub badge. I did that before I went away, which is quite fun. A lot of, like, more faffing about than I intended, but there we are. I did that. But I've not made any emotes yet. That feels like a chore. I might have to pay somebody to make me some emotes there. I'm waiting for bots to start appearing on people being like, can I offer you my services? Converting some demonettes of Slaanesh from Daughters of Cain. Oh, that sounds good. I love those Daughters of Cain, are really nice models. Many moons ago, I mean, you might know this, but many moons ago, they did a variant army list for Dark Elves. Right, I can't remember what it's called. But it was to represent like the cults of pleasure. And you could take demonettes alongside your Dark Elves. Like you couldn't take the Cainite units, but you could take some demonettes and other Slaaneshi things. So I did that. And I got some demonettes at the time, which were the infamous Jez Goodwin demonettes. So I've actually got like 15 of them upstairs. I do like them, but I can see how the Daughters of Cain would make some lovely demonettes, I'm sure. Do I follow you on Instagram? I feel like I follow you on Instagram. I'm not sure if that's true. But I'd love to see the results when you're done, when they're all done and everything. Oh, that'd be great. I've often wondered, like, if I were to get collect Age of Sigmar, what army would I collect? And it would toss up between Idoneth Deepkin and Daughters of Cain. Because I really like both models. I'm obviously, like, I'm an elf man. Like, I really am, you know. At the moment, I'm still at the stage of sculpting new parts and seeing how they look on the model. Oh, I see sculpting, that's beyond me. Kit bashing, stuff like that I can do. I've done a lot of that over the years. But sculpting is a skill beyond me. To paraphrase, or to quote Isildur from Disaster at the Gladden Fields, that would take a greater man than I now know myself to be. It's I mean, maybe one day though, because as I say, I use this stream as an excuse to like try out stuff I hadn't done before, to like push me sen. So who knows, maybe one day. I used to kit bash, then I learned to use Blender, and now I spend a daft amount of time making custom parts. Oh, very nice. That sounds fun, actually. That's the sort of thing to have a 3D printer for, I think. If I understand that, that's how it works. Because I know there's a lot of people who do the, you know, haha, 3D printer go brr side of the community, and it's tiresome, and I'm sure you're all aware. But the way they're like, oh yeah, I just 3D printed myself an army. And like, sure, but I ain't got the time for that, or the space. But doing it for like spare parts and like making custom parts, you know, that has a real appeal. Like the particular bits you always wanted, or like conversions you wanted to make or stuff. That definitely has an appeal. But yeah, Loomis said I can recommend a few artists. Please do, Loomis. Will you DM me? Wherever. Discord, probably. But yeah, will you send me a DM with that, Loomis? And I know like an artist myself who's done some work for me before. Was offering cheap commissions because she needed money for because she was moving country, so getting citizenship in a country wherever it was. So I took the commission, because it'd be cool and also to help her out. She's done some work for me before, but she does emotes, so I might see what her rates are. But yeah, please DM me those artists you recommend, Lewis, because I trust your recommendations. All my sisters of battle have proper breastplates now. There you go. I love the sisters models. I think they're really stylish, really cool. But yeah, it'd be nice if they had, like you say, proper practical armor, isn't it? Because I know there's a cosplayer I follow, Mads5, on Twitter and stuff. I know that when she tried to make Mandalorian armor like Boba Fett's, it was too constrictive. But actual battlefield armor that's padded out and built out doesn't need to be boob shaped, does it? And would actually be a bad thing if it were. But there we are. It needs neatening up around the edges, but the actual designs wouldn't actually protect the chest area at all. Yeah, absolutely. Do you remember? We'll share these final anecdotes and then we'll be wrapping up for today. And we're going to do a raid, I think. But yeah, if you there are certain kinds of armor that people make for telly that it does need to kind of be adjusted to fit. But actual protective armor, it's like this said, it wouldn't actually protect the chest at all. In fact, it'd make it worse. And therefore agrees. I've seen someone get broken ribs from wearing that style of plate to a HEMA event. Yeah, that's not good, is it? Because that's just going to focus the force, isn't it? Which is definitely not. If you ever look at there we go. We're all talking on the same page. The stereotypical boob plate armor is a great way to deflect someone's strike directly towards your heart. Yeah. Went to a restaurant in Scarborough called the King Richard III, and they've got two sets of plate armor, 15th century, I think. German and Italian, I think the styles are. One with a sallet and one with a barbuta. Either way, it's a good example, and I was showing it out, pointing it stuff out about them to my mum and dad. Stuff I knew anyway, but pointing it out to my mum and dad, looking at them pair. And if you look at the breastplate on armor, it actually angles out, right? So that it deflects blows off either side, deflects them away. Some of them are more rounded, some are more angular. But either way, the point is to deflect, and there's a lot of space in there. The thing is, if your armor isn't fitting over your tits, you need the next size up, not a boob-shaped plate. Yes, absolutely. I mean, I'm guessing from the name Hut Armor that you that you know more about this than I do. But absolutely. You need more space in there rather than shaping it round. I am an armor smith. Oh, that's very cool. That is really cool. I'd love to hear more about that sometime. I say we're kind of wrapping up for today, but another time, if you get a chance to drop in stream, please tell us more about that, because I'd love to hear more about being an armor smith. I've seen Ab Armor too, which has the same problem. No. There is a historical portraits of Joan of Arc as well, who had custom set of plate armor made for her, and it just looks like normal armor. Yeah, absolutely. I've seen those. I want to say it was in Froissart's Chronicle, but I think I'm just making that up. It was in somebody else. It was perhaps in a later version. Froissart's Chronique. I can't remember now. But yeah, Joan of Arc is just wearing plate armor and looks like anybody else. Because you've got your Gambison and stuff under there, aren't you? You'll know more about this than me. So you're already padded up inside as it is. It's not going straight on your chest. So yeah, a bad idea is what we can all agree. So let me show you what we did today as we wrap up. We're going to do a raid we're going to go over to Red Planet Live. There we go. There's the helmet mounted on. We finally mounted the faceplate on there. We mounted the leg armor on. And that looking nice, I like to think. And then we've done these. As I say, I need to neaten up the edges. Well, that's the heraldry we did today. I'm really pleased with that, actually. Especially this one. Especially this one. That's what I'll say I'm crap at freehand. I don't really do it. So I'm really pleased that that's gone. How it's gone. Obviously, we're already familiar with the weapons. They're already here. Looks really good. Thank you, Loomis. Looks awesome. Thanks, Hut. I really appreciate that. Can I just call you Hut? Is that alright? Well, then Hut damage every time. Also, ab armor was used in ancient Greece in places, but the abs are a lot more shallow than what we're talking about. Yeah, absolutely. It's the sculpted, muscled cuirass, isn't it? The one made of bronze with the kind of sculpted pecs and abs. But yeah, it doesn't go very deep, like you say. And most people call me Maury. Then Maury it is. I may forget, in which case, please remind me again. I'm sorry if I do forget. But Maury, then that's great. But yeah, and of course in the ancient world, we're talking ancient Greece and stuff, you're using a shield a lot, aren't you? You're relying on a large shield. That's why if we go slightly into the later end of the classical period, people weren't wearing much in the way of armour at all, right? They're wearing essentially a, what's it called? Linothorax? Something like that. Like quilted tunic. Because your shield is your primary defence. Also, it was nearly all stabbing weapons. Yeah, absolutely. Short stabbing swords and spears, right? So, bronze swords are very short. You know, we're only having that conversation with my dad the other day when we were away. And I told him about how bronze, you can't make like a long sword with bronze, can you? Because it's too soft, as I understand it. There's a museum in the UK, Wilden Down Museum, and you can go on a course. And as part of that, you can go on a bronze making course. And you can cast your own sword. And you can take it away with you at the end. And to be honest, I love the idea of that. I love bronze swords. They're so pretty. They're just fun, you know. So yeah, absolutely. You're doing stabbing stuff, and you've got the bronze cuirass. He's not under the same things. About the longest you get is the Egyptian khopesh, and by the standards of steel, it's still an overgrown dagger. Yeah, I like khopeshes. I saw one like Seven Kingdoms Ancient Adversaries in the 90s when I was a kid. When did that come out? 96, 97. And I thought they were so cool, and I looked into them afterwards. And I thought, what a fun design of a weapon. Absolutely. But I hope you drop by again, Maury. Dang it, forgot already. I hope you drop by again, Maury. We'll talk more about this when we've got more time. Because it's time for me to finish now. And we're going to go do a raid. We'll do? Oh, that'd be great. I'd love to hear more, because I've got a big interest in history. I'm a huge history nerd. That's what my degrees are in. I'm a huge history nerd. It's really interested me ever since I was a little kid, you know. Imagine like 5-year-old Narelon being given a choice of books in a bookshop. Not 5, 6. 6, I think. Being given a choice of books in a bookshop and choosing out history books, right? My dad's like, would you not rather this incredible Hulk annual? And I was like, oh, I didn't see it. I just saw this book on Romans. So I've always been a history geek, so I'd love to hear your input as an armorsmith, you know? That's something very fascinating, so I'd love to talk to you again. Yeah, we're going to finish. We're going to raid, hopefully, if it works this time. They should have fixed it on their end. We're going to raid Red Planet Live, which is a sort of a politics stream. It's about how we can build a better world. Are they online? Yes. What are they talking about today? They're talking about paint washing, apparently. So yeah, we are going to raid them. We're going to talk with them. And they're doing about pink, it's a political stream. It's got my favourite streamer on there, Kira Chats, who, if you hang around any length of time, you'll know that I will talk about Kira Chats at length. My favourite streamer isn't in chat right now. Hi, Loomis. Hi, Loomis. So yeah, we're going to go and raid Red Planet Live. It's about how we can build a better world. It's not a debate stream or anything like that. But it's really interesting, some high-level stuff, so I hope you enjoy that too. I know a wide variety of things about armour, but not too much about actual history. Oh, then we'll share our ideas, eh? We'll meet in the middle. Okay, Lewis. no need to get angry. But yes, that's what we're going to do. We're going to go and raid them now. So, thank you everybody for watching. Thank you Loomis, B-Rat and Cassie for the subs. I really appreciate that. To be my first subscribers, that's so cool of you. I really appreciate that. That's so good. I repeated myself there. I hope you take that as enthusiasm and not incompetence. We're going to do a raid now. Thank you everybody for watching. Thank you everybody who's followed and hung out today. And thank you Sons of Rollo again for the raid. That was brilliant. Really appreciate that huge raid. Hope you have a lovely evening. I'll be back on Tuesday at around 1800 BST with Loomis for Minecraft. Then she'll be back a week today around 1800 BST for more painting. And we're going to try and finish this off. I think it's long since past time that I actually finished this Imperial night. There's more we can talk about that, but I won't. Thank you, Diz. Have a good evening too. Yeah, let's get ready to do this raid. We'll set the raid rolling. I have to move everything because of this very improvised and sketchy setup I've got going on. Shall we see if it works this time? If not, we're just going to go. Alright, we're going. Please join the raid. We are going soon. I hope to see you all soon. Until then, take care and namarie.